Hey, a quick note before we dive in. For the first time ever, I'm running a cohort of Career Reset, my group coaching program. I know that job seekers benefit from a community that gets it and a guide who understands this market. This May, we'll all start the program together. You get instant access to the full curriculum when you join, and live coaching kicks off Monday, May 4th. If you want to get a feel for it first, I'm hosting free Ask Me Anything sessions every Friday until we start. In our first session, I answer your questions on LinkedIn, resumes, interviews, consulting jobs, and how to stay current on AI. Register for the free Friday workshops at erikaparkerprice.com/AMA. Okay, now let's get into the episode. When that judge is active and is telling you you're not qualified, you're not good enough, you're never going to get that job, it's creating that negative thought loop in your mind. If you're job searching right now, you're in the right place. Welcome to Land Your Next Job, the show that helps you move from ghosting and rejection to interviews and offers. I'm Erika Parker Price, a certified career coach with a background in tech who has spent nearly a decade helping professionals land roles at companies like Microsoft, Google, and mission-driven organizations. Each week, I share what's actually working in today's job market, from LinkedIn and networking to how AI is reshaping hiring. You'll get clear strategies and inspiration so you can run this marathon without burnout or guesswork. Follow the show and let's land your next job together. Hello and welcome to Land Your Next Job. I am Erika Parker Price. This is normally a weekly show, but this week and next week I am going to be doing daily episodes. Last week, episode 9, I introduced you to positive intelligence, or what we call PQ for short. I am a PQ certified coach. The reason that I chose to get certified in that particular methodology is because it is backed in science and it has proven so effective with my clients. So what I am doing is a deeper dive on what we call saboteurs. If you think of any time that you get in your own way, it comes down to one of these 10 ways. So I introduced that model last week. It is as simple as a 3-step reset. Why do we want to be coming from a positive mindset when we're looking for a job? So many reasons, but most importantly, that is what gives us access to creativity, innovation, laser-focused actions, all the things that make our job search go well. I taught you the 3-step reset, with the first step being to notice your negative thought, the second step being to take command of your brain, and then that third automatic step where you get to shift over to what I call the sage perspective. That's where you get access to innovation, creativity, exploration, all of the best versions of yourself. So what I'm going to be doing over the next 10 days is each day I am going to do a deep dive on one of the saboteurs in particular. Now, if you have not listened to episode 9 yet, I highly encourage you to go back and listen to it. And if you haven't taken the quiz yet to find out what your top saboteurs are, I encourage you to pause and go do that right now. So there is a 5-minute free quiz if you go to my website, erikaparkerprice.com/PQ. That's where you can get it. That link is in the show notes. It is a free 5-minute quiz, and it will tell you which of the 10 saboteurs that I'm going to be talking about are highest for you. These are things that are baked into us since childhood, and all of them are different except for the one that I'm going to be talking about today. We are going to focus on the judge, and we call this the universal one. And the reason is that everybody has some degree of this living inside. Now, keep in mind, these saboteurs, they are the ways that we sabotage ourselves. They are our negative thinking. And they can also be superpowers. I said that they've been in us since childhood, and they've actually been protective in many ways. So let's start with this one in particular. The judge comes in 3 different flavors. It is the only one that has 3 different flavors, and it is specifically who we judge. We judge ourselves, we judge other people, and we judge the world around us. It is essentially finding fault with ourselves, others, and the circumstances. It is the source of much of our disappointment, anger, regret, guilt, shame, anxiety, all the negative emotions. This judge is usually the one that's in control, regardless of what other saboteurs might be active in you. This is the one that activates those accomplice saboteurs. Now, I said there's 3 different versions of it. When you judge yourself, this is when you are beating yourself up for anything that has gone wrong, whether it is a current shortcoming or a past mistake that you've made. And this one is very common in us humans. Now, some people are more prone to judging others. So rather than focusing on what maybe we did wrong, we turn our gaze in the other direction and focus in on what's wrong with other people. And then finally, we judge the world around us. So we are essentially judging the circumstances that are happening in our lives. Regardless of which of these 3 types is showing up as most prevalent for you, the things that you're going to be thinking, the thoughts related to this is what is wrong with me? What is wrong with that person? And what is wrong with what's going on in this circumstance? What is wrong with this situation? That's how we're judging. Those are the questions and thoughts that we're actually having. In terms of feelings, really all of our top 5 negative emotions are coming from this judge. So I think of top 5 negative emotions as being anger, sadness, hurt, fear, and guilt. Those are all a result of the judge. Now, the thing about saboteurs is every saboteur has a certain lie or series of lies that it tells your brain to convince you that it is right. So this negative thinking, we are prone to it. It is a comfortable rut that we have traveled down over and over again. The judge's lies in particular go like this. Without me pushing you, you're going to be lazy and complacent. If I don't punish you for your mistakes, you're not going to learn from them, and you're going to go ahead and repeat them. It is only because of me, the judge, scaring you about bad future outcomes that you work hard to prevent them. And without me judging others, you're going to lose your objectivity and not protect your self-interest. So you can see how this judge is all about protecting you. However, that has a huge impact on both yourself and others. Honestly, it is the cause of most of our relationship conflicts. Let's take a look at how this specifically shows up in our job search. If you are judging yourself, that is going to hold you back in one of a number of ways. It could hold you back from applying to jobs that you are qualified for. It could most definitely hold you back from reaching out and making the connections with the people that can help to get you there. So when that judge is active and is telling you you're not qualified, you're not good enough, you're never going to get that job, what that does is it's creating that negative thought loop in your mind, which leads you to a negative feeling, which causes you to just simply not do the thing, right? Why would you do it if you know that it's not going to work out? When we're judging other people and we're judging the world around us, the same thing happens, right? If you think that recruiter is never going to call me back, so I'm not going to bother to call them. Okay, you're right. They're never going to call you back because you had that thought in the first place. When you think there's no way to get hired this year, there's no way to get hired in my industry, again, true statement if you are thinking that, because you're not going to be taking the action that's going to lead you to that. Now, why do we have this judge saboteur in us? If this is the one that's universal, like what is it even there for? I want to go back to what I said about survival mode. We as humans have a bias towards noticing, exaggerating, and reacting to negative thoughts as a survival strategy. This is what helped to keep us alive, right? When we were being chased by bears and tigers millennia ago, this is what kept us from being harmed. It reduces our chances of being surprised or harmed by any unanticipated dangers. If we are always judging everything that's going on around us, that's going to naturally keep us in a safer mode. And because of this key function, the judge is what we call the universal saboteur. It's shared by all. It doesn't matter how you grew up. It doesn't matter what birth order you were in your family. This is something that we all have. Now, I see it every day in people that are doing the job search. So if you are paying attention to what your thoughts are as part of this 3-step process, notice the negative thought. When you find yourself stuck in a negative thought loop, or you find yourself just not doing that thing that you know you should be doing, that is your opportunity to go ahead and interrupt and then take command of your brain. Over these 10 days, I'm going to be describing each of these saboteurs, but I also want you to get a little bit of practice on step 2, where you take command of your brain. So I want you right now to think a negative thought. Now, you may have had many that have already come up, but think of some sort of negative thought related to the job search. And then I'm going to lead you through a very brief 10 or 20 seconds version of what I call a PQ rep. Now, a PQ rep is just what we talked about in that last episode, number 9. This is where you take command of your brain. It is a minimum of 10 seconds of focus on one of your sensations or your breathing. What I want you to do is to get to the point where when you notice a negative thought, you can do this 10 seconds on your own. This is something I do a lot of times with my clients. I actually will do these PQ reps with them, but what I really want is for them to be able to step into it on their own. So when they notice a negative thought coming up, just go ahead and do one of these PQ reps. Spend 10 seconds or more. If you can get up to 2 minutes, even better, but life does not always allow for that. So let's go ahead and take advantage of this time that we have here together. If you're able to, I'm going to ask you to close your eyes, but I know some of you are driving, so it's okay. You can leave your eyes open while we do this. But we're just going to do a short little breathing exercise here. It is going to be less than 30 seconds. I'm going to have you start taking some deep breaths in through your nose and then exhaling through your nose as well. I want you to focus on making the exhale longer than the inhale. And as you breathe in, just start to pay attention to what that feels like. Notice the temperature of the air as it goes in, and the temperature of the air as it goes out. Notice if there's any difference. Focus on extending the exhale longer with each breath. Take one more inhale, and then exhale. You can go ahead and open your eyes. And I want you to pay attention to what happened to that negative thought while you were doing it. If you were fully focused on the breathing, what happened is that negative thought is just gone. And it's from this place, this calmer, more grounded place, when you get to move forward from a positive mindset. That's where you get access to your best creativity, your wisest self, that can tap into innovation, laser-focused action, everything that you need to do. So that is going to be our summary for today. That is our PQ Saboteur, the judge. I will be walking through the next 9. If you haven't taken the quiz yet, go ahead and take that quiz. It is erikaparkerprice.com/PQ. Erika is spelled with a K. And if you go to my website, you will get access to both of those quizzes. You can see what your top saboteurs are, and you can get your PQ score for the day. So it will tell you what percentage of your thoughts were serving you today, meaning what percentage of your thoughts were positive. All of this work is designed to improve that PQ score. This opportunity to take command of your brain when you're stuck in a negative thought loop, that is literally what is going to be raising that PQ score for you. And the cool thing about that quiz is you can take it all the time. Your saboteurs don't actually change very much. The intensity of them can go up and down, but the ones that are your top saboteurs are most likely going to stay. The PQ score actually varies day by day. So go ahead, go to my website, take the quizzes, and come back the rest of this week and next week, and I will be going through the next 9. Some of them will apply to you, some of them won't, but I guarantee you'll learn something about yourself or something about other people. The one that we're going to be doing tomorrow is avoider. So I will see you tomorrow. That's a wrap for this week on Land Your Next Job. If this episode helped, please leave a quick review and subscribe wherever you listen. Share it with a friend in transition, and I'll see you next Monday. Let's land your next job together.